All right, what's going on, tycoons? For today's video, we are going to be going over what indicators and trading studies that I use on my Thinkorswim platform whenever I am trading. Okay, now I use multiple. All right, so you can go ahead and look on my channel. I have a strategies and tutorials video. You guys can see all the different multiple studies I use. In particularly when I'm not day trading. One that I like to use is this one right here. Okay, I like to use this mostly on the 4-hour chart, the 180-day 4-hour chart, but it's also helpful on like the weekly and daily as well, just because this is a little more complicated and it gives you you get to read into basically the prices a little bit more. Okay, and get a little bit more data. So first off, we have this green line right here. That's our 180-day simple moving average. Like I said, I like to use this one on the 180-day chart. So this one is basically just the simple moving average of the stock relative to the chart that you're looking at right now, basically. Okay, we have these three lines surrounding the stock. These are what's known as the Bollinger Bands. And these tend to squeeze and then pop and then squeeze and then pop. Okay, a good example is going to be right here. So you can see the Bollinger Bands were squeezing, okay, and then they just popped. All right, they just popped. They had that big pop. All right. So basically, if most of the time trading happens, think about like 90% of all trading happens within the Bollinger Bands. Okay, that's the way that they're set up, the way to work. All right, and as you can see here, anytime it gets to the top Bollinger Band, it usually finds resistance and comes back down, bounces off the bottom Bollinger Band, finds support. And if it breaks below the bottom Bollinger Band, then it usually finds support at the bottom Bollinger Band. Okay, so sometimes you can get some long positions, for instance, when you're below the Bollinger Band and you're like, okay, well, I know eventually this thing is going to snap back into the Bollinger Bands. This could be a good entry for a long position, let's say. Okay, and if you would have gone long here, as you see, that would have been a great entry right there. Okay, you don't want to use this just for entries and stuff like that. You're basically using all of these resources together to just kind of just piece the stock for you. Okay, and you get to see it kind of makes sense. Everything starts to make sense what's happening. Okay, so you're seeing the Bollinger Band squeeze again, and then you see this, now we have this big pop. Okay, and it's trading above it. All right, so that means that when the market opens today, it's most likely this Bollinger Band is going to shoot up and these things are going to expand and they're going to widen up how it did here. Okay, so you can look for that. And then down here, we just have the volume. Okay, it just shows you the volume for each one of these. We have the RSI. Okay, so when it goes above this green line right here, that's what's known as overbought. And then below this red line right here, that's what's known as oversold. A lot of people like to use the RSI as a good indicator for entries and things like that. So that's one thing. And then we have the DMI. So the DMI, the way I have it set up, the green basically shows you the buyers, the blue shows you the current average, and then the red shows you the sellers. So this is letting you know who's in control of the price action of the stock. Okay, so as you can see, when the stock is going up right here, the buyers are in control. All right, the buyers are on top. It's selling off here. Now the sellers are on top. Okay, it's consolidating. Now you see the blue, the average, trying to take over on top. Okay, so the way to read that is like, okay, we're consolidating, but sellers are still in control. Sellers are going to need to lose control. Oh, look, buyers just crossed and gained control. So, if you notice, that all happened right around here. So it's just helping you read the price action. Okay, none of these I would say are like a perfect indicator to get in a trade for entries and exits. Because when a stock is overbought, for instance, right here, if you would have sold, all right, you would have missed out on this run up right here. Okay, and if you look, the RSI is even lower. All right, so when the stock price makes a higher high, but the RSI makes a lower high, that's what's known as bearish divergence. So Blink could see a pullback here in the next couple days due to this bearish divergence. It might even just pull back real soon. Okay, and pull back like down to here. So it can give it some room to breathe, so that way it can run up all the way up to here. I like Blink. I might be day trading this one today. Looks pretty good to me at open. And then down here we have the CCI, which is kind of similar to the RSI. In fact, you're just basically watching this line, you're looking for it to get below the red, okay, and like oversoldish territory, and then the green, okay. So the yellow is basically like, neutral territory. When you're, close to the red or below the red, you're in bearish territory. And when you're close to the green and above the green, you have bullish sentiment, okay. So this overall just kind of helps you read the sentiment of the stock, all right. As you can see here, it was not oversold on the RSI, okay, but up here you can see that we have bullish sentiment on the stock. So these are kind of the studies that I like to use. I'll show you guys how to get them set up real quick. You're going to go to studies, you're going to go to edit studies, and you're basically just going to type every one of these in right here, okay. So we got the VWAP first. A VWAP, I didn't go over the VWAP. Okay, the VWAP is just this purple line. It's the volume. It's like the weighted average price, the volume weighted average price. Okay, so it's relative to the volume as well. Okay, basically when you're above the VWAP, you're bullish. When you're below the VWAP, you're bearish. Just kind of simple stuff like that. All right, so let's go back to the studies. We'll go to edit studies, the VWAP. Okay, I keep that one on all the factory settings except for this. I go to the upper band, I go show plot, and I check that off. And then lower band, show plot, and I take that off. Okay. And then the simple moving average, you just type simple moving average over here. Okay, and you would hit add selected. It'll put it over here. Okay, and we're going to change this to 180 days, and then color, you can make it whatever color you want. I just have green, right? And then the Bollinger Bands, so you would go over here, type BOLL, and then it'll pull up the Bollinger Bands. And I keep all the settings factory on the Bollinger Bands, except I change the color to gray because they have all these different bands, different colors, and this way just looks better to me personally. I just like them all like that, right? Then you'll go to the RSI. The RSI is, we keep everything standard as well, except for the plots, we go to oversold. We change that color to red. Overbought, we change that color to green. And then we have the DMI. Okay, that was the one that I was telling you guys about the buyers and sellers and who's in control. So we put the plus, that's the buyers. We'll put that with green. Okay, the sellers with the red. And then the ADX is going to be, I like this bright blue color, okay? And then here we have the CCI, all right? And CCI, basically everything as well is almost factory, okay? We're going to go and change the color of the CCI to white. We're going to change overbought to green, the zero line to yellow, and then this oversold to red, okay? That's basically what I do with that. And that would be how you would enter in all of these studies onto your platform on Thinkorswim if you're using TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your guys' time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any tutorial requests or you guys want me to break down any stocks or cryptos that you're looking at, let me know in the comments below. And I'm making videos daily or weekly, so I'll go ahead and try to get to it as soon as I can. Thank you guys. Also, if you want to join the Options Trading Tycoons Discord, you can go ahead and use code Zachly. All right, like the channel name Zachly, and you can get yourself a discount on the Options Trading Tycoons Discord. Thank you.